I think it's about time we start being honest about gun control and why they're trying to take the guns. People in Canada don't get it. They think that it's all about hunting. It's ridiculous. It's all about us preventing the government from taking over. They're already everywhere taxing everything you do, trying to prevent you from smoking a bit of weed. Now they're like, oh, we're going to make it legal, but you're not going to be allowed to drive and smoke it. Listen, I already drive and smoke it. But now you're going to tell me that you're going to create laws that make sure that I can't drive and smoke it? You're actually going to try to come up with a test so that, you know what, you can say that, what, I've been smoking weed. It doesn't impair me when I'm driving. You guys get to go around with guns and shoot whatever fucking moves that you don't like. We're not cockroaches. We're no different than you. We're just in different vessels, and we're not wearing a uniform. It's ridiculous. Look at how many cops, look at how many people have died in the hands of a cop. Then look at how many people have died from a school shooting. Then look at where the real problem is. They talk about gun control. No, it's about a tyrannical government. How do you think we got our rights? People focus on America and think that America is the only country who had people who were fighting the government. This has been happening our whole existence on this planet, at least for the past, 10, 20 centuries, as long as the Bible supposedly says that, apparently that we're here. That's what they say, we're here 2,000 years at least. Then you go back into the Egyptian. So how far back do record books go? That's about as far as you can say, and then you can, speculate what carbon dating does, but it's all been proven to be not sound science. It doesn't really prove shit. It's just a good way. It's like math. It's like how you can take math to prove something, but it doesn't actually make it actually real. You're just adding more numbers to it, because if you add enough big numbers to it, it will eventually even out. Just like you can't put 3 into 7, but you can put 3 in. If you times 7 by 10, you'll get 70. And you times it again and again and again, you'll eventually get a sum where you can fit 3 into the sum of 70 times another number. And that's what they do with these scenarios. It's absolutely ridiculous that you guys accept all this shit. And then you think it's all about hunting. It's not about hunting. There used to be a fresh militia in every single town, everywhere. It was an open community. And then over time, they knew what they had to do. They had to shut down this. They had to infiltrate it. That's where all these secret societies come from. That's why you've got all of these different organizations everywhere that, sure, they do good things in the community, but what they're also doing is creating segregation, and they're preventing, they're filling a void for where there used to be a militia, an active militia, and now they've got it to the point where they act like they're terrorists or like they're rebels and they're not a good idea. They're anarchists or something. Yeah, friggin' right, we're anarchists when it comes to going against the government, because what the government is about is mind control. That's why they use fluoride, why it's in your products. It's in a lot of the products that you're eating, especially the processed foods. They put fluoride in that. You better believe it. Every single person should only adhere by 3 laws. Don't steal from someone, which is don't take something that ain't yours. Someone takes something from you, take it back from them. You don't go to the cops and go, someone stole something from you, and then you can't prove it and you don't get it back. And then you get in trouble because you go and retaliate. No, that's how shit works. Cops step aside. You don't belong here. I'm sorry. You don't need them. If there was an active militia and people were actually smart, it'd be completely different. But it's not like that. They've got everybody from the moment that you start school turn into a little wimpy little bitch who's afraid to do anything because you'll get in trouble. While meanwhile, the ones that are in charge, the authoritative figures, they're doing exactly what they tell you not to do, being total hypocrites. And then using all of their pull through all their connections, through all the corporations, all the media, to convince you that what you're thinking is wrong. So then you go out there and spread your false belief and think that it's okay. And then just jump on the bandwagon. You're basically just saying the same thing that the fabricated news said. And if you look at all the news stations, they're saying the same shit because they're reading off a teleprompter. We don't need you to repeat your, we don't need your rendition of the news, because we can just watch the news. How about you actually give your real opinion on it, your own thoughts? The moment that they take the guns away is the moment that martial law is going to be enacted, or they're going to do something to bring it in, some type of 9/11 false flag event, some PRS. Why do you think they're shutting down the Walmarts? Why do you think Fema camps are popping up everywhere? Why do you think you got the European Union driving around? I haven't seen them here in Canada, but they're in the States. Same continent. I don't care about your political borders. Same freaking shit. Same circus, different clowns. We don't need government. You don't need to be brainwashed. It's okay to program yourself for a certain thing to learn a task, but not if it's going to hinder your existence and everyone around you. And then you're just going to play the victim and act like you're not doing anything wrong. I know, because I do the same thing. We're all hypocrites. But you got to recognize it and then move forward instead of perpetuating it. Then they're using kids. They're using kids to push their gun control propaganda. And then they keep talking about hunting. Always going back to that as if that's why it's there. It has nothing to do with hunting. It never did. There was never any question. People just hunted to live. It's only now recently, since you can go to a grocery store and get what you want, that you don't need to hunt, that people don't learn how to hunt. Just because your ways are different now doesn't mean that things aren't necessary. There's more than one application for a tool. It's absolutely ridiculous. Seeing all this go down, if you guys allow for this and just stand by and go, sure, take them all. They don't need them. You're going to be so sorry. That's like basically telling Nestle they can have all the water and they can fill it with fluoride and whatever other freaking nasty chemicals they want to throw in there. Who knows what's in there? It's probably sewage water. You're probably drinking your own piss. They probably source it from your town and then laugh all the way to the bank while you're drinking their BPA town sewage and then eating their ice cream, which is still made with that stuff. Nestle is everywhere, and you guys still buy all their products. I know they're doing good because their products are everywhere. Or maybe they're not doing that good, and that's why they got their products everywhere, so they're just getting in your face because they know that you guys will buy it as long as it's cheap. Instead of just eating a little bit less, like a bunch of fucking gluttons. Why do you think that the healthcare system is so overboard? If you got cancer, stop eating GMO, start eating healthy, and change your lifestyle. Don't go try to freaking do all kinds of medication that costs 50, 100 grand, and then everybody come do the exact same thing over and over like a bunch of morons, never learning from anyone else's mistakes. But yet you read all these stories and try to learn lessons from your stories as if you're going through life trying to learn things, but then at the same time not learning from the most important things that matter. Like acting like you aren't what you eat, thinking you could eat a Kit Kat every day and not turn into a fucking loaf. Are you fucking kidding me? It doesn't make any sense, man. Woman, child, whatever. Don't say you weren't warned. If you let them take the guns, it's an act of war, is basically what you're saying. You're basically looking at the bully and you're going, here, take my glasses. I'm blind without my glasses. You can have them. Now beat me up forever. You might as well just get a joint bank account and you just give them your money so they can tax. Right? You watch movies about the royals going and pillaging the villages for what? Taxes. And what do they do with their taxes? They spend it and live lavish lives. Look at all the people who are in charge. Look how much they're making. Right? And then they try to hide that they're not, on the board of all these other corporations and not getting extra money on the side. And then what? You'll follow them around and go, ooh, look at the Prime Minister. Oh my God, he's here. Oh my God. Oh, look at the Queen. Look at Prince Henry. Oh, look what he's doing. Who gives a fuck? You're basically perpetuating the slave society. You're saying it's okay. Hi, I love being in an oligarchy. That's fucking awesome. You love fucking bowing to the monarch, do you? And then you laugh when people try to tell you that she's a fucking lizard. Even if it's not, even if it's just a metaphor, you should look into why they're saying that, but you don't. You just act like fucking sheep and then look at us and say we're conspiracy theorists without even looking where the word fucking comes from. You guys need to research and do history. Even if it's your compartmentalized mainstream history, there's still enough clues in there that tell you where all this shit comes from. Where do you think we got it from? Because we picked it apart, we discerned on our own instead of following like a bunch of fucking herded fucking bumblebees just going from flower to flower, picking up a bit of pollen and transferring it over. Seriously, you're a fucking waste of air. And now they're trying to tax you. Carbon taxes. Do you know what you exhale? Carbon. Fucking morons. And then all you're doing is fucking using paper for everything. You want a receipt? Sure. It's fucking paper. That's what helps take the carbon monoxide and create oxygen that you need to breathe, you fucking idiots. Everything that you're doing is counterproductive. Everything. And then all you do is whine and complain like you're the victim. As if it's ever going to change anything. Because who you're expecting to change things are the people that are ruining it for you. You actually vote for people with ties. A tie means that come from slave owners. That's what it meant. Oh, you see this gentleman there with a suit on? He's got a tie? That means he owns slaves. That's what it meant. It was a stature thing. And it's still relevant today because the politicians, we're slaves to the politicians who are the middlemen for the corporate, which are corporate, because you can see they're all on the fucking boards. Just look at Kathy Bennett. Come on now. Pretends like they drops down. Oh, I'm no longer affiliated with it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, fucking right. Seriously. You fucking cube of fucking ice is what you looks like. The real Ice Cube, the white version Ice Cube, the political Ice Cube is Kathy Bennett. It's fucking retarded. Shit that we gotta put up with. From all these people who thinks that they're doing the world a fucking a favor.